Welcome to the Meeple Syrup Aftershow, Designers Discussing Design, episode 63. We just had the BGG Con recap. We are here. We did not scare off Gil and Stephanie, so they are gluttons for punishment. And
You'll have to try harder than that.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
We will.
But we're on the after show where anything goes, and we talk about all things, and then usually get ourselves in trouble, and then have to put out disclaimer apologies. And so let's get that party started. Anyone got anything good to talk about?
So I feel like there's a lot of interesting IPs being made into games.
You're hilarious.
Nice. We were just talking off the air about an IP that Sven can't talk about.
And
Not
I mean,
quite yet.
if we could just
Soon.
go back in time or something.
Nice.
We could-
I actually am like 1 week away from being able to talk about that one.
Okay, so comic books are like a popular thing to be made.
I know
into
about
things,
this.
right?
I know about this.
But tell us.
What are you gonna say?
Is Sarah involved?
Say what you're gonna say.
Which Sarah?
Am I right? Just tell me if I'm right about that.
Is Sarah Quinn watching?
I don't know.
But Sarah Quinn mentioned it to me, and I was like so excited that the two of you were
Sarah Quinn's awesome.
doing stuff together. So, no, you tell, because I'm super psyched about this.
No, okay. No, I'm not gonna tell. I was
Ooh.
just gonna say, we'll leave that one a secret.
Okay.
I was just gonna
so
say.
are you doing something with Peg?
Let's just say it's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna have a show about it. And
Yeah.
And
you're gonna be happy.
did we join you two together?
You did. I'm
Two
at Sarah
super
Quinn's
people
and-
combined.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't know this about Sarah, and Sarah's awesome, by the way. That Sarah does Aikido, which is very cool. Very cool. So
Sarah is like the coolest, actually.
he already goes up one more peg. Ha ha ha. Get it in my book.
See what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those of you who don't know,
Brutal.
Peg is her pinnacle.
So today's Wednesday, comic book release day, and I think it would be so cool if there was a board game about this comic.
So do
in
I, and you know
particular.
why? Because Fiona is an awesome Canadian, and
Fiona Staples, the illustrator on Saga, is totally awesome.
Brian is a wonderful writer. So yes, I would be totally down for anything happening in that world. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more.
As long as it translated, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot in that IP that would be really. I think. See, when you deal with IP games, it's tough to stick to canon and then diverge and allow people to diverge, and it's got to be right. It's got to feel right.
Are there
You
any other?
can't play Marco, and you can't play. You just.
Are there any other Image comics that have been made into board games?
Well, see, I
I mean,
don't
I'm
know.
just DC and Marvel, pretty much.
Well, no, and there's been some. There's
IDW.
obviously independent ones like Chew and
That's right. There was the Chew.
yeah,
there was the
and
Chew board game.
then TMNT.
Which was
Richard
being
Powers.
played at BGG Con.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kevin Wilson.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Kevin Wilson busting it out.
Yeah. And then what else is there? I mean, there's a bunch of other smaller comic
Yeah,
books
Yeah.
like Kill Shakespeare. IDW did Kill Shakespeare.
Kill Shakespeare. Totally.
Um,
Toronto writer.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
There's a bunch of other ones that have been made into smaller card games, and a bunch of web comics, obviously, that have been made into games. But yeah,
Tick board game.
This is. What's that?
a Tick board game.
Yeah.
Did you
The
get to yell
Tick?
spoon?
Awesome.
Spoon.
Is there? There's a
No,
Tick
but the
board
Tick-
game?
Oh,
There's-
okay.
Oh, I was like, is there?
No.
I feel like Tick
Talking.
Tick
I
needs
got.
to be Tick needs to be like a party game. That's what I think.
Well, there's a
Tick-
game called Spoons already. I mean,
Tick
Yeah.
needs to bring justice via party games.
Wow. I have an IP of Stephanie Straw, which we never talked about. Because I got this in the mail today. Woohoo. Bottom of the ninth.
That's strange that you got it in the mail today, seeing as you could have just grabbed it from BGG Con.
Yeah.
Well, that was my thing. I was there, and I'm like, I see it, and I'm like, ugh, I have to wait.
It's at home.
But
Mine
you know what-
came right before, and I brought it and I was an idiot and didn't get all my cards signed. I only got some of them
Well,
signed.
that's actually why I wanted to have it in time. I was planning on
Right.
that so that I could get a whole bunch of signatures.
You'll get more.
But
You'll
that'll
get
just
'em.
give me an excuse. Which, on
There's
this
gonna be
note,
so many at Unpub.
well, this is the topic I was going to bring up. So Unpub, which is an event that we very much encourage people to attend, but Sen and I will be boycotting this year.
We're not boycotting. Okay, Steph, you give
I'm
us
just
that
trying
look
to
every
make it
time
more-
we tell you. Every time we tell you. We've told you like
this every
20
time.
million
We were
times.
pre-booked. We were pre-booked 4 years ago for this date. But
Gross.
happy news. I had a nice chat with
Logging out.
I had a sit down of the meetings of the Darrells.
You sat down with Daryl Spatchcock Louder?
Me and Louder, face to face. Mano
And the
a
world
mano.
didn't implode? That's awesome.
Well, we were worried if we touched, so we just
Two
kept
Darrells.
doing this.
Sometimes when we touch.
Yeah, so we sang the song a lot, but
Good. Okay.
but then we decided. No, we didn't decide. He explained to me that the booking was strictly because that was the available time slot that was not a religious holiday. So instead of offending everyone of a certain religion, he decided to go with that time slot. However, he has promised me, and I'm very excited to say, that after this year, it will be in March.
What?
Cool.
Which
Yeah.
means I will be at Unpub, what will that be, 8?
7?
Yeah, they're gonna skip a year, so it'll be 2018.
Really?
Right.
Oh, too bad.
Something like that.
For possibly
For possibly another location.
Possibly for
So,
possibly for 2 other locations.
Yeah, but those 2 other locations I've been assured is not going to be in the April time slot.
Correct. Well, so far.
So far. So if that is continued, then the Meeple Syrup can stop the ugly boycott and
we want
the
we
war.
want peace.
We want peace. We want peace. We want
treaty.
I'm a little worried Alan Moon's going to have a heart attack with this competition. So we need to protect the grandfathers of design so that we can continue to learn from their wisdom and their great ways.
Grandfathers of design.
So hopefully Unpub, these young rascals will stop giving heart attacks and show some respect.
Is it really about respect in the end, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about respect.
Right.
So that is coming. And then once the Darrells had that meeting, we decided to sit down and we got to play Compounded the Dice game.
Oh, nice.
What? Spoiler? Yeah. It is awesome. So we played, and I will say this. We played with an original idea, and it evolved to a point where I would pay money already for it.
Wow.
That is how much the playtest evolved and came to a really great place. That I am already prepared to buy it. And this is a really crazy part to say. It's a co-op. I am buying a co-op.
You're buying a cooperative.
This is
Daryl does not like co-ops, just for those of you who know.
Dice
Daryl
I just had a
not the biggest
great
fan of
idea for a game. It's a timeshare
Chemistry.
co-op game in Florida. There you go.
Timeshare co-op game.
Because you're all having to live in the same place. And you
Yeah.
have
Co-op.
timeshares.
Yeah, the co-op co-op.
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 Oh my
Co-op.
god, that's like deck builder, the
Dude,
deck builder game.
Next one. That's the next one in the metagame series. The co-op co-op.
The co-op.
I
Or-
love Compounded. It's just the small tokens. It's like,
So don't worry, chunky dice makes the life a lot better.
I like big dice.
Talking about cool spoilers, let's just spoil all the other cool games that we got to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
For instance, I played a few wonderful Eric Lang games. I don't know if anyone else did.
Victorian.
I played that a long time
Yeah, that's
ago.
long. That's old news stuff.
Oh, that's old news.
No, did you like it?
I didn't get to play it.
Oh. Did you
I
get to
just
play it?
heard from everyone at the convention.
Oh no, I'm talking about other good stuff. Like his Bumblebee game.
He didn't show me a Bumblebee game.
Yeah, check out the Bumblebee game.
I want to check out that Bumblebee game because I love bees. I
Like
really
a
do.
Transformer
Actually,
Bumblebee?
These are cool.
But maybe that's the IP he's going for. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I hope not.
I think he needs less honey. But and pollen.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
We'll see.
What else? I also played one where he has, I believe it is a co-design with Bruno Faduti,
Probably.
Mhm.
and it feels like Masquerade Teams. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you're like kind of causing chaos and changing.
Is that
Oh, I see. Masquerade.
Yes.
is that
Masquerade.
kind of like this thing that you and I were kind of working on?
It really kind of was where I was like, dang,
Did
he made it.
Damn it. We were so close.
I know. It's a
Oh.
game. Once I experienced the finished version, I was like, yep, that is a
This is
awesome
what we were
game.
going for. Yeah.
This is the game.
This is what ours maybe would have never been,
Back-
No,
or
we
would have
were-
been
we were
eventually.
honestly getting there.
We were there. We
We
were
were
there.
honestly so close that when I played it, I was crying a little.
And it didn't even start out as, I want to make a game like Masquerade as Teams. It started out as something else, and
Yeah.
then was like,
Hey, this is Masquerade in
this
teams.
is this is like bluffing and variable like player
Yeah, we
power.
started very
like,
mechanically.
yeah,
We started very mechanically,
Yeah.
and it became
it became like
That
bluff
really-
team.
bluff teams that needed shaving. It needed a little like fine
It
tuning.
did.
Like they
It
had
did.
too much facial hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was November, and so we were doing the no
Yes.
shave thing, and we just needed to
Oddly
wait
enough-
until December.
When you
Yeah.
first said it, I thought you said masquerade teens, like teenagers masquerading.
Yeah,
And then they need to
teens.
shave because they're going through puberty.
Teens.
That's what I thought you said, literally.
Make that game,
Masquerade
son.
teens.
Somebody's asking on the feed whether you have your own channel, and Tony answered, "Yes, it's called Nadine Explains It All."
Nadine.
Start it. You have to start that.
So,
We have Nadine show up
Champagne,
for
some
a
bleach
nerd
blonde
show.
hair, and you just sitting and explaining
Yeah.
shit
So
to people.
I'm a storyteller, right? So when my hair was bleach blonde, I felt like a different person because my hair has never been bleach blonde before, and it was for about 12 hours. So
I wish I was there for that.
I made up an alter ego. Plus, this was like the morning after, like we had just, bleached it, and we were up early, and we had to go to Target, do a Target run, and I was just like, this is my character Nadine. I came up with a persona for her, and she has a family, she has
Wow.
interests, she has dislikes.
Dang.
She likes peak champagne.
Can Nadine come out if you wore a wig? Like, if you wore a blonde wig, would that come out?
Nadine is a permanent con personality at this
Yeah,
point.
can she come out and play? Because that'd
Yeah.
be super fun.
Yeah.
I would
So,
like to
okay,
hang
we need
out
to
with her.
invest in a wig and then bring it and make Steph wear it and make
Maybe
her
we could
like,
kidnap
talk.
Nadine to come to Canada.
Oh, does Nadine have an even more Arkansanian?
Nadine's never been across this country lines. Nadine's never been.
Nadine
doesn't
wants to
even
know. Nadine wants to know.
I think if we dig deeper, there's someone else in there. And they're gonna be...
There is. Well, we have to think of
Someday.
a blue hair personality, obviously. But Nadine also likes pickles.
Do you like pickles?
Do you like? Is Nadine pregnant?
No.
But she's
No.
got a family.
No, yeah, she does. She has a family. She hates when you hit like your elbow, like on the funny bone. Like that's like she
I
really
connect
hates
with you
that.
on that, Nadine.
Yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
you mean.
Mhm.
Is Nadine more of a dog person than a cat person?
She also hates Nadine is a armadillo person.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
If we bring enough pink champagne to maple syrup camp,
leave a
will
trail.
Nadine come?
Yeah.
Will we
man.
lure Nadine up to camp?
Nadine doesn't even know that like Canada exists, so Nadine is all for it.
But
Nadine's
maybe
like,
maybe we
let's
can
do this.
explain to Nadine that's where pink champagne comes from.
Because it
Nadine,
really does. I mean, Bieber went
If
to
you
that
think of
camp.
the flag, it's red and white. So you mix
she's
those.
all about it. She's all about it. If you think of the
Okay.
flag,
Nice.
You cook that flag down. That is pink champagne.
We
Daryl?
distill it through the flag.
Daryl, you just told a story right then. Do you even know, son?
No.
That's what you
Daryl
did.
doesn't know. Daryl doesn't know.
I don't believe in stories.
You
Can we
just told
summon
the story.
Nadine now, like with a seance or something?
Is it like a Ouija board? Can we do a Ouija board with Nadine? Is she
I
like-
really want to see Nadine materialize right now. You know.
No, people gotta wait. People gotta wait.
Nadine is
Show some
watching her.
anticipation.
Nadine has TiVo'd her soaps and she's watching those right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's a lot to get through too. So I don't want to interrupt her.
All right.
That's some serious watching. The thing that I wonder about Nadine is she must want to watch the commercials, but she needs to get to the show.
Yeah, no, actually, Nadine loves watching just the commercials.
Just the commercials, yeah.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Does Nadine also watch like Price is Right? Because she seems like a Price is Right girl.
Yes.
PBC, Price is Right, like flips through. And
I would totally watch Price is Right with Nadine.
Just like watches the commercials.
And does she always bet like $1?
No.
Or is she like the high better?
That's way too conservative.
Yeah,
Nadine would never bet $1.
Nadine has an uncanny ability to bet exactly the price.
Yeah, I think so. I think she'll always go for it.
She'll never be on the show. She'll never be on the show.
Store, pink champagne and Cheetos.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Cheetos.
Let's see the question.
That's like the one junk food I do like.
No, what was the question, Tyler?
It's in the envelope.
Yeah, the old Carson.
Carson.
Yeah, it was Cheetos, pink champagne, and a trip to the dollar store.
Dollar store. And
what
the
is the
question
perfect date for Nadine?
Yeah!
Nice.
Yeah.
Cheetos.
Sure. I don't know. I don't know about the dollar store Cheetos. Like, she's not really a fan of processed cheese, but that's fine.
But you know what I mean. Like that kind of.
Who has a question? Sorry, I don't even know who said that.
Well, let's talk about some other things that I saw. What did
You
I
said
see?
more behind the scenes.
There were some interesting behind the scenes action. There was I got to watch a pitch, which was really fascinating. I'm not gonna say the person's name, but man, this designer is a hustler. I'm gonna say this person gets
He's a hustler, baby.
full marks for knowing how to work the crowd. So I'm gonna tell this story.
was it like the monorail song in The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Can I guess in the chat who the designer is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can definitely guess in the chat.
Okay.
And y'all
so-
I have an idea
YouTube
already,
land,
but
you guys can guess in the feed. We're not going to answer, but yeah,
we're
you
not
can
going to
guess.
answer the feed. But let's put it this way. So I got to sit in on this with, well, obviously Eggertspiel and another publisher. And this person showed us the game, and then this is where I love they put some nice pressure on. So at the very end, they said, well, I just need to be real open with you. I have shown this game to one other publisher, because one other publisher begged me to show them a game, and when I made this game, I thought, oh, this is perfect for you, but I'm a person of integrity. I need to show that other publisher who I promised I would show first. And they said, sure. So they showed another publisher who happened to be there. Again, I'm not going to say who because you might work this out. But there was another big-time publisher there. And the person said, I showed them first, and they have first right of refusal, but I'm showing you this now because I gave the other publisher a deadline of January. Boom! Monster-type deadline, which I really appreciate and love. Mm-hmm. And the person said, so just so you know, if it becomes available in January, I have a third publisher lined up who would like the game right away if you don't. So, this is the window of Eggert and someone else. In January, I will ask you the question, do you want it? If you're a yes, you got it. If it's a no, I got another publisher lined up. All right, these guys keep making predictions on the side, and they just predicted me, which I would totally try this move, but no, this is not me.
I mean, we've done that before, but
is it someone that I know well?
The best part was, so this is not the end of the story.
Is it someone I know well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But you definitely saw them. So then the best part is this person then, when our meeting's done, and these people are salivating for this game, like they're like, yeah, we want this game. And the designer's like, okay, well, hopefully it works out one way or another, or maybe I can make you my next game. And and then the publishers that I'm with are like, yes, if if you sign with them, we better be number one next time. And he goes, absolutely. I promise you'll be first to be shown the next time, and if you get that, then hopefully you'll take it right away. Goes back to the original publisher and says, Eggertsfield and this other publisher really want it, so are we got a deal or what? And then I see them later, and I said, so do you got a deal with the other one? He's like, yeah, I went back and told them, like.
So he literally lined up. He just was like, yeah, he was like, I have one game right now, and showed it to them, and then was like, here's some food.
Yeah.
But if you want to eat it, you got to do it right here, out of the palm of my hand.
I literally asked him, so what's your strategy pitching games? He said, I used to try to do a bunch of games, and now I just make one game. I find 3 publishers that I want to make that game. I line them up in the order of meetings, and it always works out that at least one of them will take it.
It's funny because it used to be that the saying was you only showed a game to one publisher at a time because they would get unhappy. They didn't want to. But do you feel like that's that wall's starting to come down, and why?
I will say this: there are a few publishers that are totally not playing by that rule anymore, and I appreciate that. So there are a few publishers that say, you know what, it's your game, and you're trying to find a home. So you show it to as many people as you want to show until someone's willing to commit. I've heard that flat out from a variety of publishers and said, thank you, that's really respectful of designers, because I agree with you, Gil. When I was starting pitching, it was very much no. One person wants to look at it, they say, you better not be showing this to anybody else.
Yep.
I say contract or everything else is...
But that's fine and dandy to say until the person you want to make the game with says, don't show it to anyone else, and you don't want to shoot that opportunity in the foot.
Right.
Red Pants games.
Well, I've pitched games to Red Pants, and they've shot me down.
That's not true. What do we shoot down?
I have tried. I have tried to make meetings.
He has totally tried to get into Red Pants.
Whoa,
wait.
Different.
Totally different thing.
I have tried to make scheduled appointments.
Wasn't there a party game you had called Take Off the Red Pants, Daryl, or something? They're like, we're not publishing that.
This has gone in a different direction than I was expecting.
It's after dark.
This has turned back into the Scotch crawl.
It's after dark.
So yeah, what else?
So anyways, all that to say that was an interesting pitch to get to watch.
Well, there's the interesting thing that happened with the Geek Buzz. Did you guys follow that?
Oh, no, I didn't follow it, but I mean...
People rallied together.
Yes, so...
Were they voting on block?
Yeah, well,
the booth babe.
There were 2 things. One of the things was, I guess the smaller one was that the Rodney Dangerfield game made it to like number 24.
Nice! Yeah, I saw pictures of it.
That was the undermine vote.
Yeah, I think that was sort of like an arranged thing. But there was apparently a designer there who was standing by the computers and sort of let's say persuading people to vote for his game as he was hanging by the computers, and that game was number 1 for a long time.
Not only persuading, but they didn't have a booth, but they had the table.
They had the Indieland table.
Room. They had an
Indieland.
Oh yes, but they also had the first table in the big room that they were set up on, which I didn't even know was legit or allowable.
It's not. That's sort of frowned upon.
Yeah, so they were fully set up there, and they also had a booth babe.
Wow.
What's a booth babe?
A booth babe, by definition, is one that is there to draw attention to the game. And the saddest part for me was what I heard, I could be wrong about this, was, and I'm sorry if I'm conveying wrong information, but I heard it from multiple sources, that the company or designer or one of the major people involved had their 19-year-old daughter dressed in a particular way to draw attention.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting, and it was It was a little. I mean, it showed the limitations of. I mean, Geek Buzz I think is cool for. It's sort of like BGG ratings. You know, it's not perfect, but it's an easy, quick way to sort of capture the temperature. You know, and it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be issues, but at least there's some little insight into what people are talking about.
Yeah, it was a concerning and sad moment for me when I stood in front of that screen for a good 10 minutes just to watch the countdown, and I was really intrigued. I was literally writing down game names, thinking to myself, I'm going to search these. And then it was so blatantly clear when it came to number one that it was a manipulated result.
Yeah, yeah, but I think the folks from BGG are going to figure out how to work around that because you know I think Geek Buzz is useful. It's not perfect, you know.
It is useful, but to some degree, it actually made me very apathetic. I was about to make a vote. I wanted to watch, and then I was about to vote, and it made me not want to vote.
Well, I mean, I know for a fact that, and it's happened to us, where our game was actually number one on the BGG buzz list for a long time.
Yep.
Or number 2 or 3 during whatever part of the convention, and it's a lot of it is due to proximity to the voting booths.
Yep.
Right. So they had multiple voting booths, or you could vote, you know, remotely through your smartphone through an app. That might help change that, so it's not just located near the terminal or located.
I'm hoping with the new site and app that it'll be
integrated.
Yeah, and that maybe it'll kind of pull in some of the metrics from the actual ratings from the game, although some of them don't have any at the time. So, yeah, because I mean, like Action Phase did really well at Gen Con on the buzz list, and they're like one booth away. And then TMG did really well at one of the BGGs with some of our games, and
they're just one away.
They were just one away, and it's you know it's just you know, if you did Walled City, you know about gerrymandering and you know about how that works. So
I do.
This is sort of similar in a way, that proximity to voting.
That is con gerrymandering right there.
Yeah, that is con gerrymandering.
And it definitely is more susceptible at a con like Gen Con, where space is really proximity is really a factor, as opposed to BGG Con, where you know it's almost equidistant.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you made a bunch of polling stations around and then averaged out the polling stations,
I am curious. How did y'all feel about the hotness area moving? About the multiple sales halls? About the room 25s on all the floors?
I can talk about
some opinions.
I liked the room 25s. There's no downer for those, right?
Yeah, I thought those were awesome. I made meetings with publishers, and I would just pick a random, like, let's meet 725.
The separate vendor hall, though, there was obviously going to be a vendor hall that received more traffic than the other hall.
Yep. Yeah, I was in the smaller vendor hall, and I don't think that many people knew about it on Wednesday and Thursday.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it until Friday, because I had a meeting with a publisher that was in there, and I was like, I can't find your booth. Where are you?
Same.
Yeah, Wednesdays and Thursday was almost dead for me in terms of sales.
Is there a disparity in the cost?
No, there was no disparity in the cost. It was they had a draft this year, and the draft order was based on seniority. So the people who had attended BGGCon for a while, you know, got their regular booths in Made in Texas, and then all the newcomers wound up in Aviators. I
heard the cost is going up.
The cost is most likely going up. I don't think it's gonna. Oh, we got a weasel, by the way. Got a weasel. Hello, weasel. This is Leela. She's a total sweetheart.
Hi, Leela. I want to be friends with Leela.
Oh, you already are. She's very, very wonderful. So, the cost is mostly. They wanted to tie the cost actually to the amount you spent in ads on BGG, but I think that didn't work out that well. But yeah, it was. I don't think the Aviators is going to be as much of the smaller vendor hall. I don't think that's going to be as much of an issue next year, because now the people who came this year know about it.
I think
they put up a sign they started putting up signs indicating the existence of the other hall. I thought it was a little vague the way they put it up. They actually wrote, Sen, you'll like this. They actually wrote on each vendor hall, like in front of Made in Texas, they wrote, "But wait, there's more. Check out aviators."
Yeah.
The only problem of which it doesn't actually say anything about it being an exhibitor's hall.
No.
But if you don't know that aviators is an exhibitor hall, then it's just sort of, are they talking about games? You don't really know what it is they're talking about. But they did put a sign in the elevators showing exhibitor halls Made in Texas to the right, aviators to the left.
Okay.
So,
I see.
So, and I think that started to help is people, and exhibitor bingo saved me. The fact that I was on the bingo card really helped.
That's yeah. So people actually kind of want to go explore.
Yeah.
And find you guys out. Yeah, I mean, you can gamify all that stuff. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how did you guys feel about the hotness area and the 11th floor?
Hotness area was cool, so to speak. Hotness area was I thought that was a nice way to deal with it. Aviators was the former filmmakers, and last year you remember was really rather dingy.
I heard it was really cold.
It was a little on the cool side, but I didn't have that much of a problem with it. Some people did, but it wasn't like nobody's walking in because it's so cold. It wasn't like this is like a walk-in freezer. But last year was really dark and dingy. They reworked the lights. The lights are very good now. The lighting was very good, but the fact that they moved the hot games out of there, I think, was good. I think the putting the hot games in the corner was a nice move. It was in the back corner, and since that's a place that I think people want to go to, it made for some nice flow and some. So I thought that was a good move. I didn't go to the 25 rooms. I kind of wish I did, but I went up to the 11th floor only once. I thought that was cool, but I wish I'd gone there earlier.
Straw, what are you doing?
I can't. You know that thing where it can make and it looks like rubber.
Yep, I see it. I see it.
You gotta wiggle it like this.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's not
wiggle
long enough.
It just a little bit.
Wiggle your weasel. Let's see how it's done.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
This is extreme after dark.
There we go.
Weaseled.
Yeah. You're on the wiggle on.
So
the 11th floor was Unpub and other special events, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did anyone check out the virtual reality stuff? I totally missed it, but I wish I could have seen it.
I did not. I was in board game reality.
They had an Oculus set up, and I kind of wish I saw that.
I did wander past it.
What were they playing?
Oh, just Oculus, different stuff.
Okay.
I think they have a keep talking set up.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably keep talking. That would make sense.
I personally found the 11th floor scenario a little out of the way.
It was very out of the way.
Like, so much so that you almost kind of divide the con. You kind of were like, what kind of day am I going to have? Am I going to be an 11th floor person or a main floor person?
That's interesting.
I was a 10p person.
What's that?
10p. In the main hall.
Yeah. Yes. So often you were just drawn to the main floor because everything's there.
Yeah, there's just so much more critical mass
there. And then
there.
if you were to leave, like you really felt like you almost were leaving the con.
That you were missing something.
Yeah. Now the 25s were nice because it was a way to get away from the noise strategically.
Absolutely.
So I
still
thought
be involved with a larger group.
They were like a nice relief, like an intentional relief. But 11. For me, I felt like it was a bit of a missed opportunity. Also, the rooms were really tight, especially for the speed dating. Like, they were fitting 10 tables in what I would feel comfortable doing 5.
Yeah.
No, that much, huh?
So it was like cramped and like not conducive or encouraging, like, splay your games out. It was very like, here's your little bit of real estate.
Yeah, like literal speed dating.
Yeah. it really felt like speed dating, straight up.
Interesting. So, who's going to go to BGG Spring? Because that's actually probably something I'm considering.
I'm 50-50. Not sure yet.
Yeah.
I will not be. I would really like to go back to BGG Con, though.
Right.
BGG Con, I'm all about. I probably won't do BGG Fam. I don't want to discourage people from doing BGG Fam.
No. BGG Spring, they wanted to rebrand it.
Yeah, they're rebranding it as Spring.
It's not Fam anymore.
I get that, and that's cute, but it's
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll be bringing my oldest to that one, I think.
See,
Cool.
and that's
First international convention. So.
perfect.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing Geekway, but then the people that I want to see in St. Louis aren't actually going to be there. So.
I am going to Geekway.
I'm going to Geekway also. I'm a vendor
Ah,
at Geekway.
damn. Maybe I'll do both. It's like one weekend after another, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do Geekway. Both Niels and Noah seemed cool with figuring it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do Unpub, Geekway, and BGG Con for sure.
What
The
about
others,
Origins? Curious.
that's a maybe.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have a booth at Origins also.
Sen, what are you thinking? Are you going to do Origins?
I might do Origins just because it's closer and I like it better than Gen Con.
I'm
I mean, it's
actually
definitely convenient for us, so...
I'm
that's
actually
where I
probably not
kind
going
of
to do
tempted.
Gen Con. I'm probably not.
Oh, that's funny you should say that. I've been having a lot of discussions with people about this being the Gen Con skip year.
Yeah, well, I was thinking...
Funny. I just decided that on my own. I was like, well, I've been...
Well, you're a leader, not a follower, Steph. Yeah, I was actually thinking to do Gen Con every other year.
Yeah.
I heard Nadine was going to Gen Con.
Oh, dang, that means I
Nadine's not
gotta
going
go.
to Gen Con, honey.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe Gen Con Origins we do every other year. I don't know. We'll see.
Definitely one advice I got from Mike Fitzgerald, who I deeply respect.
Oh, yeah.
Love him.
Mike's awesome.
Yeah.
He
Can
really...
we get Mike on the show? I love Mike.
Yeah, let's get Mike on the show. We hung out actually a bunch. Actually, he busted my balls real good at
That's
this
good
show.
about baseball stuff.
I know about being one of those guys who posts, I just designed a game on Facebook.
Yeah.
And just drove me into the floor about it. It was awesome. It was really hilarious. But then then I challenged him back. I went
Mikey Fitz.
we chatted about what is the definition of design and when is a game invented and when is a game done being designed and starting to be developed, and it was a beautiful discussion.
That's good.
No, Mike's advice on this topic. I was talking to him and I said, dude, like how do you find it to all these shows? Here's someone that I respect that's been doing it for the long haul, and I want to do it. I want to do it like you. And he said to me, people don't notice, but I do every other year, and people think I'm at all of them. And I just try to release my games so I'm at the ones that my games are releasing at.
Yeah.
So he really intentionally uses the downtime.
His con life is a game.
Yeah.
He games it.
He's master.
Although is he at every gathering?
He is at basically every gathering. He said that's the one kind of exception to the rule. But
Right, that's what I figured.
For him, even the gathering, if you really pay attention to him, every other year is a total kind of vacation for him.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I'm
not really doing much.
I'm going to crash the gathering next year, I think.
Do it. You know what? I could maybe get Nadine in.
Yeah, maybe Nadine.
Not
Stephanie.
Not Stephanie. Nadine could probably get in.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Nadine and Stephanie at the same place? And
no, you guys are like Pokeroo.
I would totally second Nadine's nomination.
Except Stephanie and Jill don't know what Pokeroo is, so.
Oh, what?
They don't have
Pokeroo?
Polka Dot Door.
Oh,
Polka Dot Door's Canadian. The Polka Dot Door. Let's peek through the polka dot door with songs and stories and so much more.
What's going on here?
You have stories.
I'm just smiling, going along with it.
Songs and stories and so much more. How can you not like that?
I don't know. Nadine might.
Songs and stories and so much more. Does that not just scream?
That screams Stephanie Straw.
Stephanie, that's not Nadine.
All right, Stephanie, quick question. What if I made a game, and I was writing this down while you were talking, about, like, blood ties? You know when you get married to people, you marry off different generations and things like that. And historical generations with legacy type of things. And then the lines of the countries actually change as you take over different parts, and that's the legacy effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's not environmental. We talked about environmental. She wants more environmental.
More than
more
just
of that.
More than just human beings.
More than
More
just
than
I like it.
empires and more than
I like it,
just
but
boundaries.
I want the empires to actually change and more than just
So maybe
who
families are
owns-
like litter bugs. Like certain families
or they're
are,
just types, or they're
or like
types
they're coal barons, and so they rip the earth of coal.
So one family might have a lot of industrial influence, and it's their
just
empire
dirty
spread,
cities.
and the world is overrun with,
Right, so it has to be a little more abstract in the sense that you can change the actual geography.
We want like polluters and like hippie families and
like Divergent.
like Divergent.
There you go.
I love Divergent.
Daryl, are we gonna make a Divergent game?
You want
Did
to
you
make
guys just become best friends?
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna go do karate in the garage?
Yes, we are.
Honestly, I was just talking to some. This is weird. I was just trying to talk someone's prototype into being converted to Divergent, but maybe that was just deep down inside. I was screaming to make a Divergent game.
I think that we should just do it. Let's make our version of Eric Lang's game. but Divergent. Let's make masquerade teams. Masquerade teams to Divergent.
It's you're one of the 5.
Yeah.
Or you could be Divergent. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're Divergent, you're not on a team.
No. Or you're on every team.
Did you just say Divergent? Like these people are Divergents?
Divergent.
Divergent.
The movie.
It's a young adult.
A person who's never played Diversions is a Divergent.
Yes.
Divergent.
Think about the advertising. It sells itself. If
All
you
right.
want to be Divergent.
Oh my God! It's 1 o'clock.
Yes.
5 to 1.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Turkey Day to all you Yanks down there and Southerners and whatnot. Whatever you call you American people. United Statesians.
We call them Divergent.
Yeah. Happy.
Now, what are y'all gonna have for Thanksgiving? What's a must eat?
Ooh. Okay. My favorite must have, not turkey. I could do without turkey. Turkey should not be there.
Turkey's
they're not there. I don't care.
Yep.
Green bean casserole.
Oh, that sounds like such a Southern thing.
That's so Thanksgiving.
It's so good.
It's like my friend and his sweet potato and marshmallow pie. It's like,
and rice and gravy, not mashed potatoes and gravy.
Side note, talking about random things that are mashed and stuff, I had Frito pie for the first time.
Oh, hey,
So
Frito
good.
pie. It's a very Texas thing.
Fritos and chili and cheese.
It was amazing because it was at my place Poppy's in St. Louis.
Oh.
And the thing about it is, it's perfect with Fritos, right? Because they withstand it.
Yeah,
they can
handle it. They're
strong
enough.
You can't do a Frito Lay's pie.
That would be weak sauce. Ugh.
Yeah, but
it was wonderful. It was not only like beans and cheese and all that jazz, but then they sliced their sausage.
Oh,
and
some smoked sausage.
Oh yeah.
Does it come with a roll of antacid?
Basically, it just had a will attached to it.
Yes, I mean, then the beans themselves will help.
I actually had. It was called. This was the order. Something like the food bomb. Adam was here, and it was because the guy from Man vs. Food went there and had this order, and I don't believe he could eat it all.
Wow.
And did you eat it all?
You showed him.
Philip and I ate it all.
Oh, okay. So 2 of you together.
2 of us
did the job of one man.
And we actually still left the bread.
So you didn't eat it all?
No.
Oh, that was that picture where you were like, no.
We said victory, and you were mocking our victory.
Yeah, we were totally mocking your victory because you really didn't victorize anything.
We did victorize. You were just seeing bun and thinking it was
victorize.
There were
I always
leftovers.
see bun.
There were leftovers.
There was no leftovers.
At an all-you-can-eat Chinese restaurant or Japanese restaurant, you would have been charged.
Charged? Yeah, right. I would have hid that under the bread.
But that's what you would get charged for. Is the eating stuff.
Maybe there's a little business model here, like those horror movie marathons where you pay when you get out, like the longer you stay, the less you pay. Maybe this could be one of those things where the longer you eat, the less you pay.
Interesting.
Then I would be there all night.
Yeah.
Something for our viewers.
Nadine would.
Nadine works. She works there.
Yeah.
Something for the viewers that they might not know about Canada is we don't have buffets the way they do in the States. Like
not
buffets
the
are
Do you
same.
have buffets? Do you have
huge in the
buffets?
States.
Oh yeah, they're huge in the States.
They
Yeah,
have
it's sort
weird
of-
things in the States, other buffets.
The
You don't
lobby.
have buffets? How do you eat Indian food?
Oh, we
I
sell
don't.
buffet.
No, it's not the same.
How
It's
do
not
you?
the same.
You know you could order a la carte.
With
but-
your
No.
mouth, Stephanie.
Yeah, it's for real. You have to
No.
order
But
dishes.
the thing is, we get a lot of American TV, and that one comedian
Your
guy,
sisters.
I don't remember what his name is, Jeff Foxworthy does their commercials,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, here, it's like $6.99 buffet, and then it's like $2.99 for a takeout tray.
Yeah,
So you
that's
do
the funniest.
takeout,
Oh,
and
that's
then
the
I
funniest.
don't know. I don't even know what you're referring to.
Takeout
But no,
trays
no,
and
for
all
real.
you can eat. That's
I don't
just,
know what that is.
That's
For
funny
real,
stuff.
for real though, how do you? I'm seriously, I don't. How do you eat Indian food?
For real, we actually ordered like the dishes and then we share.
How do
Yeah.
you? Okay.
For
How do you
real,
have-
like I'll order butter chicken and like someone else will order tandoori
Or tikka
and
masala,
like someone else will get a tikka masala and then we
Sounds
say
like-
to each other,
a paneer.
let's share, let's interact as human beings.
Let's
Let's-
be humans.
Let's order the appropriate
Let's
amount of
be
food.
Canadian.
Sounds like sorcery.
What is this black magic?
I don't know.
Canadian black magic. Canadian maple magic. Get
I
it
will-
out of here. What are you doing?
I will say this, and I gotta bring this up because I said I would, about meeting in an airport.
Oh yes.
The
Yeah,
pros
yeah,
and
the
cons.
airport.
Okay,
Yep.
so first of all, I have to tell my very quick version of this story because we're out of time.
We're
But
out of time.
I'm enjoying a wonderful breakfast buffet. This is going to tie everything together. I'm enjoying
Like a rug.
Sure.
Like
breakfast
a rug.
buffet on Monday, and my flight's Monday. And I hadn't quite looked at the detailed time of my flight departure, but I remember the number 222. Don't really remember why, but I remember the number 222. I go for a breakfast buffet at like 10:30, thinking I got tons of time. And it is quite a substantial buffet. We're talking multiple types of sausage, multiple types of bacon. We're talking porridges, yogurts, fruits. We're talking types of bread and baked goods. Just the whole 9 yards. A beautiful American breakfast. Everyone's laughing.
With an Italian hand signal.
Yeah, everyone's laughing at me that I'm buying this ridiculously large buffet and bringing plate after plate after plate, thinking to myself, the joke's on you guys, because this is the only meal I'm going to eat, and then I'm just going to sleep on all my flights home. So I'm doing this, and at 11:30, I think to myself, I'm just going to make sure I know what time my flight is at. And I turn on my phone, and I look, and I pull it up, and it goes, departure noon, arrival 2:22 in Milwaukee.
Oh no.
That is correct. I have 30 minutes. And I say to myself, but I'm in an airport. Of course I can depart. No, this airport is a frickin' zoo. I would have been better if I was 30 minutes away. But instead, I'm at the airport. It took me 30 minutes just to get close to the right desk. Thankfully, American Airlines, I'm going to give a shout out to you because you're very reasonable. You actually put me on the flight I should have been on because I was flying Milwaukee to Chicago to Kitchener, and you just flew me to Chicago so that I could just go straight to Kitchener. Thank you very much. And I got to sit around for an extra couple hours and then arrive in Chicago at the exact same time I was going to anyways.
That literally would never happen to me ever. I am
That's really
detained.
lucky.
I am detained in airports. I'm not.
It's not lucky. I have a bit of a gift for socializing.
Hmm.
And so I may have made good
searched.
relations. I may have made good relations with
And
the
put
lady.
on
with
no-fly list.
a little wink, wink, smile, smile.
I have a super quick story.
Yeah.
My neighbor went to Dominican Republic a couple weeks ago for her sister's wedding, and she was so stupid she took a hand grenade lighter in her carry-on.
Oh no.
Are you kidding me?
I'm serious.
Oh,
And
How did
yeah,
you-
they told me, and
man.
they handed it to me, and they said, "Show us it
No.
works." But,
by the way-
No.
I know we're almost done. Daryl, I noticed something interesting on your right wrist. What is on your right wrist?
My
Your
BGG?
BGG badge is still on.
Yeah, I tried.
I don't even understand the point of that thing. I will say I was really sad when I took it off. I didn't want to take it off.
It's always a sad moment.
It's a grieving moment, so I'm trying to stretch it out a bit. I had my Essen ones on for a couple weeks, and they were like paper crap, so they came off in the shower. But this one,
He does bathe. See?
I I am definitely not the problem. Trust me, I can smell the I can smell the difference.
Smell the difference.
Yeah, you can. I am with Tyler in confusion about why hygiene is still needing to be reminded, but I do like keeping the bracelet for a bit. It can generate some nice conversation.
Yeah.
It goes along with the ones you wear from the psych
Oh,
hospital, right?
I just pulled mine
Exactly.
on.
It actually helps me get out and in.
I can just put mine back on. I just like slipped it off, so I can just.
You got the tiny hand.
you
You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thumb is bigger than your
John
wrist. So
John
I
with
can't
Team
do that.
Geek was very delicate when he put it on, and I was like,
Well,
it's gonna-
I'm on the last clip possible, so it still feels tight, so it's not really going to be an option.
Cool. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up, Daryl.
Guys, thanks.
Awesome. Well, I again want to say thank you to everyone who bothered to watch us. I don't know why you're still watching right now, but I love you. I want to say thank you again to Steph and Gil for hanging out with us,
Thanks for
and
having me.
my partners in crime, Tyler and Sen. Please keep tuning in and supporting us. We really do appreciate your support. And if you have any particular topics, I mean, we've been doing some lighter stuff recently, but we're going to dive in to some more design topics over the winter. Please let us know if there are some specific design questions that you have in mind.
Yeah, con season is over.
Con season is over, and we're really going to try to dive into, interviewing some of our favorite designers. Not saying that Gil and Steph are not. There are a couple of the many, and so let us know if there's some other great designers that you would also like to talk to, and if there are some specific design questions that you'd like to understand better. So on that note, keep making great games. We look forward to playing your games soon. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Night, everyone. Good night.